Go, baby. No, baby. Say, you go, baby, mama.
See?
Hey guys.
All right, so yes, I'll do the J. Yes.
Yes,
So
yes, the false 9 show.
the False 9 show. So we're back for episode 2. We want to thank everyone who tuned in to episode 1. We got some good responses. Got some DMs back saying they liked it. You know, Menners didn't shit all over us, so that's always a plus, right, buddy? Like, you know,
Menners is the best.
Menners is the. I love Menners. I know Menners is my guy.
He loves Kirk Minihane. He always puts it as the best Minifan podcast, so I have to respect
There
that.
you go. Even though he said today you weren't a natural. Did you see that tweet?
I muted him, so no.
So Menners is not the best buddy. You muted him. But sorry, so that weird little clip, not weird, it was a funny clip of that little kid screaming. That is the biggest news in especially U.S. soccer right now is the emergence of Ricardo Pepe. I keep saying Pep because of like Portugal. Pepe. Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's spelled P-E-P-I. He's 18 years old. He is... I mean, we've never seen anything like it in U.S. soccer. A classic striker that young of age finishing this early in his career. Is that outlandish to say, buddy?
I mean, not in our life, like not my lifetime for sure. Like maybe like I don't know, like when Eric Ronaldo and those guys like break in or whatever.
But even then, they were older already.
Yeah.
Like this kid's
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like,
like
Landon
what, 4
Donovan.
goals in 5 games or something like that?
Yeah, I think definitely three and then like 2, and then they took him out or whatever, had the other game off. But like Landon Donovan, DeMarcus Beasley, they were young, but not number 9.
But I was not number 9 strikers.
Yeah,
This is a strike. His goals are all in the box, and I don't know if you've seen the shooting chart. People like this is what's going to annoy me eventually. Is people going to be like, oh, he's not dynamic. He's not running at. Listen.
Yeah.
He's a fucking striker. That is a skill. That is a talent to be in the right place at the right time. And to finish when you have 1-2 chances a game, and he's finishing those 1 or 2 chances.
And that's the point that like people make against your boy, my boy, Ronaldo. They're like, oh, he's just a cherry picker. He's this. No, he's a fucking striker, dog. Like that's his job. His job is to bang the goals. And like that's
Robert Lewandowski has probably had maybe, I mean, I'm guessing this is like an outlandish number, 30 goals outside of the box his whole fucking career. Like the guy,
fact check that.
I don't know. It's wrong. It's wrong. But I'm being hyperbolic. But you get what I'm saying. It's like his job is to get in there, and it's a skill. Now, if everyone could do it, everyone would fucking do it.
The joke against Ruud van Nistelrooy was he could only score in the box. Like I never understood that's a bad thing.
Why is that a bad thing? He's scoring goals. He's putting himself in the right position. It's like to beat the defender to a spot, to win that header, to win. Like you got to be there to do it.
Yeah, and he's so good at that right now. He's the right. Pulisic was obviously out this last window. He was the United States maybe best player. I thought Yunus Musa was unbelievable too. But I thought Pepe was their best, like he's their most important player right now without Christian Pulisic.
Well, without a doubt. And then, so let's get into this. Like the reason that, like we played that clip, he's obviously the new hot thing. There's talks of him signing in Europe. Let's get into, first I want to then get into the cultural breakdown of who he is and why he's so much more important than just say like a Pulisic or a Gio Reyna or something like that to the future of American soccer. I'll get into that like socio-economical breakdown and things like that. But let's get into the things that we want to talk about is the 3 games that were just played in this window. What's your reaction? What was your like? Let's start with the first one, the home win against where he did get his brace against. Help me out here, buddy. Honduras, was it Honduras?
I think so. I'm looking it up too.
Okay.
To be honest.
Yeah, we should have prepared.
No, it's Jamaica. That was obvious.
Okay,
yeah.
Jamaica.
That game ends. Obviously, Jamaica's the worst team in the group.
You think so? They beat Honduras on the road the other night, 2-0.
Yeah, I was saying that when Jamaica, but at the time, Jamaica was was bottom of the group. Okay, like they just
and you should beat Jamaica at home.
Oh, easy. No matter who you put out there, you should beat Jamaica at home. But like that game ends, dude. I'm on cloud 9, dude. Okay. I paint my face red, white, and blue again. Like,
we all were. Twitter was ablaze. Ricardo got 2 goals. It's like, this is our new savior. This is it. Like, watch out. And we did this without, like you just said, Christian Pulisic, no Gio Reyna. So to win a game like that is. And
again, I already said it. Yunus Musa was unbelievable in that. Like he was. Ricardo Pepe was their most important player of that game. Yunus Musa was their best.
And Aronson keeps impressing me.
Yeah. So I texted. I'm so happy to eat this one. Like there are other ones like I'll fight to the end. I'm so happy to eat this one. Like. But so I texted BMD if you like during Nations League or whatever before the qualifying window, and I'm like, the very common buddy phrase. I've seen all I need to see. Like I've seen all I need to see of Brendan Aronson. I'm over him. He's trash. You know what I mean? I was fucking wrong, dude. He's so good. Like he makes runs like
he makes runs to open up the game for the other players. I don't know if that's what I love about him.
He's so good at what he does.
Yeah.
Like, he really is.
So actually, before we keep going on Pepe, I want to bring up a great point about where we are now in American soccer and where it's going and where I think it's going, and hopefully it gets there. Is a guy like Brendan Aronson, let's say 10 years ago, 20 years ago, forget it, 10 years ago even, okay? He is a starting player on a European Champions League team. He is 20 years old. Okay, he has, I think, 4 goals in 8 caps for the United States. Okay, you can Google that. If I'm off by a little bit. If that's 10 years ago, we are hailing him as Jesus Christ, the second coming.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay, if it's 20 years ago, like literally, he'd be carted off the field after games.
To your point,
and he doesn't even fucking start if everyone's available. He's Okay, you're thinking about it.
Yeah.
He is not an automatic put him in there if everyone's available and healthy.
Okay, so I agree with you, or I agree with you now, but like 3 weeks ago, I would have wait, hold on. I disagree with you now because 3 weeks ago I would have said Gio Reyna, but now I'm like, I've seen it. It's Brendan Aronson. Like he's the guy who earned the spot.
Okay, but
the same way Matt Turner earned the goalie spot, and he really proved it.
Exactly. Yeah. Stefan stinks. Yeah. Anyway, let's get off that. But I'm saying, like, do you get my point? If he's a will he start? When he start, he has to battle for his place. Put it that way. Yeah. Whereas a generation ago,
Grant Wall's writing stories fucking every night about him.
This guy scored a goal in the Champions League last week. Yeah. For Red Bull, he plays for Red Bull Salzburg in Austria, who is a very very good feeder team to the rest of Europe. You play on Red Bull Salzburg in Austria, you will eventually probably end up in Germany or like to a bigger sort of club.
Yeah, totally.
And they do well in Champions League. And he's a guy who's an automatic starter for them, and he's not an automatic starter for the United States. So that's a point I wanted to bring up, that this is how we've grown, where like just because you play in Europe now doesn't mean you're starting for the U.S. national team.
I agree and almost too much, because we'll talk about the second game. Which is like,
great segue. So you were tweeting go ahead.
Okay, so I will go to my grave believing like Mason Greenwood is a $170 million player. I don't care what VD says. Like I just love him so much. That's what
Say that name again.
VD.
No, Mason
Greenwood.
Yeah, you said it fast.
Oh, sorry. Like this, the Panama game makes me more like I'm more passionate about that. You should never send 11 fucking guys out there to get slaughtered ever. Like if that means you have to change who plays against Jamaica, then change who plays against Jamaica. Like you still have to get 3 points. You have to go on Panama. I thought who gives a shit what I think, but I thought they had to get 7 points this window. They only got 6. But you know what I mean? You sent those dudes out to the slaughter. And first, like some of those dudes don't deserve to be next to the national team. Like they're a guy like. Greg's doing a great job. The guys love playing for him. All that kind of shit. But like all the guys, his shoes are great. Everybody loves them. But like he's doing a fine job. But he's like Giassi's artist doesn't belong. I thought maybe he still had something. Like those guys don't belong around there. Like Paul Arriola, there are better players than them around. Like in better form.
If you want to put Arriola as a player in with all of your other top players, and you want to give him a spot start or something, like I'll live with that. I don't love it, but I'll live with that. Basically, what Buddy's saying, for anyone who doesn't know, let's play it out for the people who, because a lot of people that watch us or listen might not like follow it like this. The USA basically took their B team to Panama and started their B team in a World Cup qualifier. Okay, because basically they wanted to save that. He thought that the Berhalter's reasoning was this: they could maybe steal a point there and have everyone rested for the third game. I have never ever seen a coach, and if someone watching this can point it out, great, go for it. Look at a World Cup qualifier game and start a B team thinking like, we're good enough to advance. Yeah. After we just didn't advance in the last fucking window. Mm-hmm. USA soccer cannot not qualify for this fucking World Cup. It can't happen.
It can't happen. It can happen because they'll qualify for the next one because it's at home. But I know.
You can't.
But these players need the experience if they're going to do something when. And
I just never ever in my history of any coach to look past.
I know, dude.
And especially a game at Panama where Panama's not the biggest team. They're not whatever. But it's still a CONCACAF on the road is harder than what it seems.
Panama's not the biggest team, but where are they in the group? 4th. Yeah. What spot will USA won't finish in 5th? They're going to finish in 4th. Have to play a show, you'll probably get in. You know what I mean? But like they gave 3 points to the team that is the best other team in the group. Like obviously Mexico, USA, and Canada, are heads and tails, like heads above everybody else.
Talent wise,
like yeah, so good. But like the next best team is Panama, and you gifted them 3 points by sending 11 grown men out to slaughter. Which that's like another thing. Those guys, no fucking heart either. They go out there and like literally mailed it in. I don't know. Like I can't imagine Greg said, "Hey guys, just go out there and have a good time."
Well, when your coach, but how the tone of the game is set when your coach is like, "We're not playing our best players." It's like they're thinking, "Oh, maybe we can slaughter." Like I don't know what the mindset is, but you're right. I would expect more of them. I'd expect more of them fight more fight out of the guys who know that they might never get another U.S. national team start. They shouldn't anyway.
And you're changing, like I think it was 8 or 7 players in a freaking World Cup qualifier, and like that's fine if you're Portugal and the next World Cup qualifier is Luxembourg, dude.
There it is.
Like that's totally fine. But like in this, you're not.
Guess who played against fucking Luxembourg? Ronaldo.
I know.
All right, like what the fuck are we talking about here?
But like the USA has 16 solid players, maybe like 7. You know what I mean? Like you can't. I know. Maybe everybody can't play all 3 games and all that stuff, but like. You have to find something better than what you did in Panama, and I like so.
Yeah, it's called bringing your best players.
Yeah, exactly. And I leave. So we end the first game. I'm on like the highest of highs.
Yep.
I leave the second game. I was like, fire the fucking coach in the middle of this thing. I don't give a shit, dude.
The strategy by the coach, by U.S. Soccer for allowing the coach to do that is something I'll never understand.
I don't think the federation should step in and be like, hey, Greg, that fucking sucks.
Yeah, they should. When it's that fucking blatant. You're basically looking past a World Cup qualifier game that you can't do that. You can't do that. You don't have any more. It's not like you get past that.
Realistically, how does that work? He's in Panama. There's whatever. Like some guys.
They announced the roster before an hour the travel.
Yeah.
No, the travel.
Oh, you're saying the whole like those guys who. Oh, I see.
You know, and then you're right. Even an hour before, someone steps in and goes, "All right." I mean, either that or you say, "Look, fine, buddy."
I mean, they know the night before too.
They know the night before he's fucking playing.
Yeah.
And then, or the other thing I'll say, buddy, is, all right, you're gonna do it with this fucking lineup. Mm-hmm. You better fucking win.
Yeah,
you better fucking win. Your ass is on the line.
And like kind of when you have that lineup, why aren't you like? Why isn't that like?
He played for a fucking tie at a minimum.
Oh, of course, yeah. He's like, oh, best case scenario, that's what happens. But you know what I mean? Like if that's the lineup, like why aren't they better drilled than that? Like how? Like why is that? In the goal, I don't know. Then the goal they let up. Once you know what's the worst part? It's like the worst part of any fucking soccer game. It's the worst feeling ever. Like maybe in any sport. That ball goes in, you know the game's over. I have to sit through 43 minutes of these guys getting
so anyone who wants to look up, they're probably going to look up and think that Panama beat the USA 4-0. They didn't. It was only 1-0. It was 1-0 that felt like you just said, it felt like 4-0. You knew the game was over after they scored.
Yeah. I've seen I've seen like City put like 6 on United. Nothing. This Panama game hurt worse, dude. Like way worse. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So that shows you the passion that Buddy has. The passion. So now let's get into the third game. Mm-hmm. They do bounce back. At home against Costa Rica. They go down 1-0 in the first minute. Matt Turner needs to be starting goal club. Zach Steffens stinks. That was a fucking cheap goal.
What is that?
That's a cheap goal. Like, I don't want to hear anymore that he plays, because Berhalter, I guess, kind of plays, from what I've read, he wants to play the Pep system where the goalie's like the sweeper and plays well with his feet, and Matt Turner is not great with his feet, granted. You know what Matt Turner does well, though? What goalie should do? He stops the fucking ball.
And he doesn't make mistakes, though.
Yeah.
Matt Turner doesn't run out of the goal and misplay that header. Like, you're not Manuel Neuer, and Manuel Neuer shouldn't do that either.
But I guess that's what Berhalter wants, and that's why Steffens gets the nod, and that's why Pep bought Steffens, when he bought him, and he has him as the backup there, is because he does want him to play that sweeper sort of role. But what I'm trying to say is that Matt Turner's been in great form. Steffens doesn't play for City. Mm-hmm. I think he's had 1 game in the last 3 months. Yeah. He was coming off an injury. I just don't see, and the goal he let up was shit. It was shit. It was a shit goal.
And a shit goal that starts from his boneheaded play. If you just let the defenders clean that up, maybe something else happens. But you're in the right position. You're not running back. You're not. I don't think he could have saved that. Like regardless.
I'm just saying. That's what I mean. He got himself out of position.
Yeah, of course. And I don't think okay, you need to rotate players. But unless Matt Turner said he needed to come out, why did you take Matt Turner out of that game? It's not his fault fucking Panama scored.
Yeah, in form.
It's not his fault you sent out 11 duds in front of him, dude. Yeah. But 8 MLS players, which again, the MLS is the best it's ever been. It's not World Cup ready.
It's not World Cup ready.
You know what I mean? Like players aren't going straight to the MLS. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like the other leagues where everybody's going.
So I'll give them credit though. Down 1-0, minute 1 in. after losing at Panama. Berhalter's job to me was literally on the line.
Oh, 100%. For me.
Like, I don't know how the rest of the federation or the fans reacted.
Yeah.
To me, it was...
The guys love him, though. They love playing for him. That's the worst part.
I know. You know, a guy like McKennie probably definitely loves playing for him because he just put him right back in the team after what he did in that last year. Yeah, whatever he did. Banging fucking sisters.
I think it was Pulisic's sister.
Good for him. Yeah. Fuck it. Get over it. Your sister bangs, okay? You might as well bang one of your friends. So
I've never heard a 40 say that.
Dude, it's 2021, man. We're not living in the Stone Ages anymore. But they battle back. They get you saw the goal coming. You saw the goal coming. If you watch the game, that goal was definitely coming. Mm-hmm. USA went on the front foot. Great goal by Sergio Dest, who also, by the way, needed it.
Is that the best goal in the window?
Yes.
It's nasty.
Yes.
Did you hear his interview after?
The best goal in the window? What, for the U.S. or for all
everybody?
Of them?
I'm asking.
Alphonso Davies.
Yeah.
Alphonso. Shout out to our Canadian friends.
Yeah.
A lot of them. You know, Alphonso Davies' goal was fucking brilliant.
Yeah. Shout out Killer
BA. No. So Des needed it because he's been struggling 100%. A lot on defense, and that's the big thing right now. Is he a right back or is he a attacking sort of midfielder?
Yeah. Oh, I hope they don't do what they did with Fabian Johnson, where they screwed that up too.
And they just kept playing them both.
Yeah. But I think Dest he's the right back that can do that though.
Of course. He's better offensively than he is defensively. That's without a doubt.
Yeah. And he's. I think sometimes you have to sacrifice that, and they play 2 number 6s. That's what you do when you sacrifice that.
When you're playing a team that's defending all the fucking time, yes, you send that guy forward.
Yeah. No, but he's so good at that. You see, when he didn't play, you see what they lack in Shaq more. Then Yedlin comes in and gets exposed. You know
Yedlin's
what I mean?
Washed. Get him out of here.
I've seen it. Yeah, he's like an example of somebody who's playing overseas. So people are like, he's playing at Galatasaray. That's fantastic.
Exactly. Listen, there's guys in MLS better than him at this point.
Oh my god, there's half the
First of all, I'll give a shout out to the kid Dewan Jones plays for the Revolution at right back. I love that kid.
Yeah, I think
he's going to be going to Europe soon as well.
I think he's Taj is going too.
Well, Taj Canadian, nasty.
Yeah. Shout out those guys.
Shout out those Canadians. But so the Dest goal was brilliant, and then pushing. How does Weah not get credit for that second goal? How's that an own goal?
Bounce back off the goalie. It's a really stupid rule.
That's an awful rule. That's a goal.
Yeah, and it's because it puts it against the. I understand I understand the logic of what they're saying. It hit the post. It wasn't going to go in, but it went in because it hit the goalie. I understand that, but the goalie has no chance, and it's just
to say
it's so shitty.
You make it seem like the goalie pushed it across.
In my opinion, it's just shitty to do to the goalie. And everybody knows why they scored. Give Tim Weah the goal.
Yeah, which would be great for his confidence. He's another guy that.
They need him to be big.
So one tidbit that came out of that last game was the youngest U.S. starting lineup average age ever that we've ever put out. The average age of the team that day against Costa Rica was 22 years old and 8 months.
That's wild.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah, seriously. I'm trying to think of who the oldest in the group was.
On that team?
Yeah.
I honestly, I don't know.
I know, I wouldn't know either.
I wouldn't know because if the average age is 22, I mean the oldest maybe Tyler Adams is 24. That's the crazy part.
I know, really. They're so deep right now, which is for us which is good. I've never seen a USA team that's good. The USA team that beat Portugal that broke your heart wasn't as good as this team is now. They don't
talent wise, not even close. What those other USA teams though that had they had a lot of it that would go on runs in these tournaments and stuff that would beat big teams. They had heart, buddy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%.
I'm not so positive this team has a ton of heart yet.
That's why this World Cup is the hey, go out there and play your buns off, kids. You know what I mean? Because in 4 years after that, we're playing here, in front
hosting.
Of our
if
guys.
anyone doesn't know, it's hosting in the USA. North America is hosting in 2026 between USA, Canada, Mexico. But most of the games will be in the United States. The final is in the United States, so USA is going to be the main host. We're going to give Mexico a few games. We'll give Canada one game, so BA can go watch one game in Canada.
Well, if the lockdown's down, maybe you can come down. We'll go to a game. We'll go to
no. The lockdown's still be going on in Canada.
Yeah,
it's looking worse. Libs, fucking Canadians, socialists. You fucking socialist weirdos. Anyway, no, we're gonna get murdered for this. Yep. So no. So that you're that. To get back to that point is. Yeah, we're deep. We're deeper than we've been. We're younger than we've ever been. So I do want to get into now an article I read about Ricardo Pep a couple weeks ago that really shines a light to me and hits me hard. Anyone who knows me that friends for a long time, the way I feel about soccer in the United States, it's annoying. It pisses me off. It's the only country that's pay to play. Okay, you can spend parents will spend thousands upon thousands of dollars to have their kids play in the top, AAU programs or ODP. I don't think it's called ODP anymore. I'm showing my age, but shit like that. Okay, it's crazy that still goes on. It's gotten better, but it's crazy that it still goes on. Where that's not a model for anywhere else in the world, anywhere, and not even any of our other sports. Basketball, football, like the best players don't come from like rich parents.
Oh yeah, no,
they just don't. Like it's soccer, the better players you are, it's the struggle. It's to get out of it. Okay, to improve yourself. Soccer is the only one where it's like, oh, you can't afford it. No, whatever. Now it's getting better, but I do want to read this from this article, and this is why Pepe is so important to what happens here in the United States in the next 20 years. The greater El Paso area, various soccer coaches there said, is a microcosm of what soccer in America could look like one day. But reaching all necessary communities remains a relatively hollow endeavor, as youth soccer in the U.S., for the most part, relies heavily on the pay-to-play system that favors middle to upper-class kids who don't struggle to pay the often enormous fees. Time magazine reported in 2020 that the average family in America will pay upwards of $1,500 per child for club soccer, and that those numbers can balloon to extremes like $10,000 per calendar year. All right, so what Pepe is, if you read the rest of this article, at 13 years old, he was signed by Dallas, his local MLS team, FC Dallas. Recognized him. He went to one of their camps. They're like, this kid's fucking nasty. Mm-hmm. He then moved an hour and a half away from where his parents live to basically, and they took him in his academy, went to school there, the whole nine. And now look, it's paid off. He's going to get sold. Dallas is going to make a lot of money. That's where it happens everywhere else in the world. Okay?
Yeah, that's how it happens.
That's how it happens. Yeah. Everywhere else in the world. So we're starting to see it, and where him is so huge too. And this is for BMD. There's another passage in here. I'm not gonna read that. Where basically he could have played for Mexico or the United States. Where he lives is literally on the border of Mexico, and he says, in my household it's Mexican, but I feel I'm an American. So he chose the United States. This kid right here is why he's so important to what happens the next 20 years in American soccer. That clip of that little kid that we played to start off the fucking show. That is a kid speaking Spanish to his mother. That is probably a very Mexican household.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, that I'm saying his first language is Spanish.
Of course.
And he's cheering for a striker on the United States of America. You know how many kids that's going to impact? Maybe not even Mexican. I'm talking just other cultures where, like, you go, oh, okay, like, I am American. Like, because his dad in that article says that he didn't put pressure on his son, but he would have preferred his son played for Mexico. Because his dad rooted for Mexico national team, Mexico players. Mm-hmm. It's just what he was connected to.
And to your point about this World Cup and that fucking Panama game, that's why that game's so important. Because like when you win games like that, that's what you get, that reaction from that kid. Like maybe that kid never plays ever, you know what I mean, or even goes to play for Mexico. Like, but you inspired like young kids to like, hey, you know what? I'll try that, and you're gonna, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just, they can't miss the World Cup again. They like soccer was at such a high when they missed the last one. Like to miss another one would cripple like the US
I agree, and going into 2026 as well, which was
they'd be a laughing stock, dude.
So that's why, to me, like, everyone talks about, oh, well, David, what about, Gio Reyna? What about, Pulisic? What about Timmy Weah? They're all, between 18 and 22 or 23 years old.
What about them is different?
Let's see. So people that don't know, they're all between 18, 22, 23 years old that signed with, big clubs when they were younger. They moved. Pulisic's dad was an indoor soccer league, like, sort of legend. He had connections through the game. He moved to fucking Germany with his kid when he was 13. Okay, He moved there and tried out, and they got on. His kid was good enough, but he had connections and could, financially afford to do that. Okay, Tim Weah's fucking dad is, for anyone who doesn't know, is George Weah, who won a Ballon d'Or. Okay,
the best player in the world.
Player in the fucking world in 1990. He was an AC Milan fucking legend. He is the now president of Liberia. He's the president of the fucking country where he comes from. All right. So obviously Tim was born here in the United States, but moved to France once he showed potential. His dad got him into PSG when he was like 11 or 12 years old, I believe, maybe even earlier. Someone could Google that. And, the last one, Gio Reyna, his dad is fucking Claudio Reyna, who was a captain of the United States national team.
Who I watched rip his quad when I was in, what was that class? I think geometry class. I'm fucking there in the World Cup, dude. He just ripped, that was his quad or hamstring.
Yeah,
he
just ripped right off,
Yep.
So, like,
nasty.
What's different is, Ricardo is the first one, I believe, of this generation. We talked about Aronson a little while ago. if I'm gonna guess, I don't know everything what we read on Wikipedia. He sounds like he comes from a higher socioeconomic background. If you read Ricardo Pepi's family story, his dad built his own house on a border town with his own hands over 8 years. The family never made more than like $40,000 a year. So this is the first big prospect to come from like the way the rest of the world does it. Like you're not going to have outliers where you get Pulisic's kid and George Weah's kid and fucking
of course,
Claudio. You can't rely on that.
Yeah.
Like this is how it's done. So this is why to me, he is the most important player, maybe, this is wild, in U.S. soccer history. Because of what he could impact.
Yeah, no, I
of what he could impact.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'd go that. I don't know who I would say in as opposite.
Just to get. Do you imagine all these Latin kids now rooting for him and want to play for the United States?
No, I know that's what I'm saying. Like that's
they relate to him more than they could relate to a Landon Donovan or a fucking
dude, somebody who looks like them, like speaks like can
grew up like them.
Yeah, of course, dude. And that's something that to your point, soccer has never done well. The other thing that they don't do well is like in America, every other country, their best athletes play soccer all the time. Like in America, like our best athletes do other things. like they play basketball.
I don't think you're ever going to change that though. So like that is what it is. But you can do better in the inner cities to reaching out to fucking.
No, but there are some of those guys who play two sports, is what I'm saying. And and if they maybe like chose to play soccer instead. Like that, like I'm not guys who just from the beginning were like, no, I play football. But like there are guys who are like, oh, okay, I'll do something else. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Like, but so to me, like he's super important. It's the most the next 20 years could be based around how big he gets, how many players we're able to attract, and just we've got to we've got to stop doing this pay for play shit. We've got to. The USSF is so fucking rigged. It's so fucking corrupt. Like Lallis says all the time. I hate Taylor Twellman, but he says it all the time. It's corrupt. It's a corrupt fucking organization that literally collects fees and then doesn't follow through. Like the other thing I'll say too is like, for instance, if you're a kid at a certain point, for all you parents out there that have kids, if you're a kid at 12 or 13, that's where the threshold is. If he's good enough at that point, you need to let him swim with the sharks. If you're good, if you don't tell me your kid's a great high school senior.
Yeah, I know
good for you. Like he's never like a 17-year-old high school kid shouldn't be playing against 15-year-olds if he's really got a future. And that's what happens. You play freshmen, sophomore, and juniors.
That's what. Well, and to your point, that's what Aronson. That's what happened to Aronson. I think he went to some academy after like a few years of high school and played with like the best kids. You know what I mean?
You eventually just have to challenge yourself, and I think 12 to 13 is that cutoff at that age where. Yeah. You're good enough. Like you're good enough. You got to go do it.
The U.S. soccer has to do something like with like the academy, like somehow get involved with whether it's the MLS academies or something. Like they have to inspire more players. Well,
you're seeing it. I mean, the Revolution have under 17s, under 19s, under 50s. Yeah. You're seeing it. And well, the biggest thing was a couple years ago they finally changed the system to now where these clubs actually make money on these transfers. Before it would go into that one individual
ridiculous
stupid pile. Now FC Dallas sells Pepe for $20 million. They're getting $20 million.
I know. What a return! Like they found,
as they should.
Exactly,
like the Revolution are collecting. They sold Taj Buchanan to a Belgian team. They're collecting that fee now. Taj came from college, so you can say, "Well, David, that kind of defeats your argument." Listen, there's always going to be outliers. I'm not saying it works that way for everybody.
No, but to your point, they lost money on Clint Dempsey's. Like on Clint Dempsey's thing, because it went to the right in the way whatever,
allocation fee or whatever it was. Yeah,
and that's also the reason why Landon Donovan never stayed in Europe, because MLS wanted too much money or something like that.
And then here's the other thing too. What it does is it helps them reinvest into these academies. Yeah. The academy sells one or two guys off for like big money. You know what that does? That pays for the rest of the other kids that don't make it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's how it works. Mm-hmm. That's how it works. All right, buddy. A couple of things I do want to get into around the region really quick. So the top three right now in standings, I believe, are Mexico, USA, Canada. Is Canada ahead of USA?
No, USA.
USA second, Canada third. Canada's good. Canada's very. I don't know how these fucking Canucks have done it. They produced out of nowhere. They produced a whole generation of talent as well. Guy up to Tajon Buchanan, Alphonso Davies, Jonathan David. That's just to name a few. They're athletic. They're fast. They play attractive footy. They do. Yeah. I like watching them play.
Do. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Jay from the clouds. Jay, if you're going to do a dad joke, you got to be on mic.
Everybody loves him Baywatch.
Yeah. He's so stupid. He did a Mitch Buchanan from Baywatch joke, if anyone didn't hear it. Yeah. You're too young for that, buddy. So do you see now the top three out of it make it to the World Cup? The fourth, like you said, plays...
I think it's like Australia.
Oceania. It's Oceania. Yeah. So usually it's Australia that comes out of that.
Yeah.
So... is there any chance you think we drop out of that top 3?
Not anymore. Like not.
If you lost to Costa Rica or something, yeah, you're in trouble.
Big time. But not anymore. They're like it's obviously possible. They're 5 points. They're 5 points behind, like being out. You know what I mean? But like to drop too big, I just don't see it.
I don't see it either.
Like they could lose to Mexico, but like. I mean, they probably will lose one of the games to Mexico. You know what I mean? But if you win the other, even if you lose twice to Mexico,
you're still
you beat everybody else.
You're still okay.
Okay, so Mexico runs away with it.
And you're assuming the other guys like are going to win their games below.
Of course. Yeah, I think in the spot they're in now, like maybe somebody will fucking clip like bad takes.
Yeah, watch. Don't fuck old takes exposed coming in a few months.
Yeah, I
gotta hope not. So the rivalry though is like Canada is definitely becoming a rival. Like now you tune in and watch that game. That's a game now.
You know what Canada is now? Canada is
what we were 20 years ago?
Canada is to us what we are to Mexico. They're like the little brother, dude. Like, and they're like, no offense, guys, but you know what I mean? Like they we never had to fucking worry about that.
Absolutely,
you didn't have to worry about another. Like it was one of those other Spanish teams in the top 3.
It would be like Costa Rica or fucking Honduras, because they've been in World Cups before.
Yeah, no, but who else? Like who would have taken like not Cuba? They're not good enough really to be in. But it'd be like maybe a Cuba or a Martinique in that group. You know what I mean? And it'd be like, okay, one other team to not take seriously. So like they did really screw that up. So it's So and then the other thing I want to do, let's go around Europe really quick. I don't see, looking at the standings, there's no one in Europe that looks like they're not going to qualify, which is like, the big clubs, I mean. Yeah.
So and now for anyone who doesn't know, the World Cup has expanded. So now you'd have to really be a fucking dickhead and not qualify out of Europe.
Yeah.
Like you'd have to be like a real dickhead.
I'm trying. Like I have a Polish coworker. She talks about it all the time. So that they're who I'm worried about, but they're not a huge club.
They're not a huge club. I'm talking like the Germanys. You know what I mean?
Everybody's
Is she hot?
She's 55. She's a great lady.
Yeah.
I love MILFs.
Here comes Jay. So let's talk about really quick. We'll get into Portugal. The last window we talked about Ronaldo. Is he? I saw this on Twitter. And buddy, maybe you can talk me off the ledge because I kind of agree with it. How is he? Like, who's better than him? Is he the best player in the world still right now? He scores every fucking game he plays for club and country.
Just another hat trick.
A hat trick against Luxembourg. That's what I'm talking about. And he got a fourth. Like the goalie made an unbelievable save on a bicycle kick.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good question. Like I don't know. Like nobody's scoring goals like him right now.
No.
Like Lukaku close kind of, but not like I'm saying in the league. Like I'm not saying he didn't do that for Belgium. Oh, he did score once for Belgium, but not a hat trick.
I'm just saying, like, no matter what he does, like, let's compare it to Messi. Everyone wants to do this. Let's compare it to Messi.
No, I know.
Messi hasn't done shit for Paris Saint-Germain since he signed.
Yep.
Okay? And once again, doesn't score for Argentina, as usual, in their fucking run. I mean, I'm telling you
let me ask you a question. Has Ronaldo scored more for the Portugal national team or, like, the club teams?
Well, club teams, because you play more games for club teams.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he's the all-time leading goal scorer in, like national team history. Yeah.
Yep.
So,
how many hat tricks has he had as versus a club versus national team?
Well, like I said, it's always going to skew higher for a club because you play so many more games. He's played maybe 130 games, I think, for Portugal. He has 118 goals. So he has more goals in his 30s than he did in his 20s. It's literally, he's the Tom Brady of soccer.
And his goal, like he was not scoring goals when he was young, dude.
Yeah, he's a winger.
He played like 50 games before he got 10 Champions League goals, maybe more. Like before he got his first, it was like 3 seasons before he got his first Champions League goal at Man United. It was like when they finally scored, like everybody like was like rubbing his head. It was like a joke, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like because he just wasn't scoring.
So off the top of your head, is there any who's better than him right now? I know everyone wants to give Benzema the Golden d'Or, and he probably deserves it. He's had a great, France won the Nations League.
Yeah.
They've done a lot. He's done a lot with Real Madrid. So it's more of like probably a career achievement at this point. But he's had a great year, and no one else has really blown away the field this year. Or the last year, I'm sorry, excuse me.
I don't think so. Like I know, and people love Lewandowski, but he wasn't as hot this year as he was like last year.
But I'm saying, so like other than who?
No,
like,
I know.
Who?
I think I'd probably.
To me, he's still top 5 player in the fucking world.
Of course, but if you're asking that question, you're like saying, would he win the Ballon d'Or?
No, I don't think he's winning the Ballon d'Or because I'm going by last year. But I'm saying,
you're saying like since September. Oh yeah, no, there's nobody. There's like nobody scoring goals like him. Nobody.
36 years old, just fucking dropping hat tricks on people.
There is like the argument that there are guys like, and it's obviously like I'll just say like Pedri, right? That's the kid from Spain, right?
Yeah, the only person scoring more is me, and it's Anja Prima.
We gotta get him out of the room. We gotta get him out of the room.
Right? That's the kid from. They
put a $1 billion evaluation on him. You see that?
Oh, and I'm crazy.
Yeah, that
is
is stupid.
No, but so he's obviously not Blonde Dior. You know what I mean? But he's plays every game, plays a different position. He's running around like making plays everywhere. But like, so that's the question: is like, are you going to take like somebody who's does more in the game than score goals over?
You're absolutely right. He does not
That's the only
fight
question.
for like on defense the way he did. Like I'm with you on that. I'm just saying, like, to see at 36 years old the way he does every fucking game. Your team. This is how it is, Ronaldo. If Ronaldo's on your team, you start the game up 1-0 because he's gonna fucking score.
Yeah, he's gonna score one.
He's gonna score a goal.
Yeah, or like at least create one, or somehow just be. He's gonna be in the mix. You know what I mean?
It's crazy. No, just even going by his goal record. You're up 1-0.
Yeah, I know Jay's giving you the time signal, but we want to talk about Sanchez.
Nah, you guys can keep going. I'm just giving you guys a rough time.
Yeah,
frame,
no, we
that's
are. No, he's not giving me time. So this is around the time, and this is
all. You guys can go for an hour. I don't give a shit. People tend to forget sometimes.
Perfect transition.
Mhm.
So let's get into it.
He's just needs time. We're just. I was a very confident answer.
Nobody can see that.
No, all right. Sancho stinks.
How many underlines?
4. It's 4 underlines. He stinks. So everyone said the best part of last episode was me getting Buddy riled up when he's fucking whatever. I don't know.
That's why he's doing this.
So no. It's Buddy. He's not good.
What? No. So no. But okay. So last time I was here, obviously, last time we did this, I said I agreed with you that he does not look like a $100 million player.
Okay.
I still agree with you that he doesn't look like a $100 million player. I agree with Leg that it's a bad fucking excuse to say that he needs time.
So you're bending the knee.
It's just no. Okay. He
You
stinks.
threatened to walk out on the
I said, well, if you wanted to be lazy and just read Leg tweets to me, yeah, why the fuck am I here? Why the hell did I get out of bed for this? Like, if that's what you want to do, then
that is
yeah.
what I want to do.
Yeah,
like Sancho, but just explain. So what's your ceiling for Sancho? Let me ask you that then. All right, let's go there. Because you're right. This argument could go on for 10 years. Right? So what's your fucking ceiling for a guy like that? And fine, he needs time. He's a $100 million fucking player. Needs time.
Somebody
but anyway,
just needs to grow.
Okay.
Like
so what's your ceiling? What's your comp? What's your ceiling for him?
Like,
when is he an automatic starter for fucking Man United
Like
and for
when?
England? Yeah, when?
like in 2 months maybe, but like who know? Or like next year, you never know, dude. That's what I'm saying. He's that, like, if you don't think, hold on. So since this is what I want to ask you. Since the last time we talked about this, what's he done? Like what's he done that makes you, like, when you see him play, that makes?
I just think he doesn't.
No, because when he played for England, he had 2 assists.
Josh tweeted that out today. Yes.
When he played for England, he had 2 assists. Thanks, Josh. Appreciate you. Like last time he played for so the game United lose or draws at the end when Ronaldo and him come on, he's better than Ronaldo in that game. That's undeniable. If you watch that game, it's undeniable he's better than Ronaldo.
Okay.
I didn't think he looked good in the Champions League game that week. I just think he's looked better, and like it's not there yet, and like it just needs like a little bit more, and of course that is a bad excuse because he costs so much goddamn money. He should be ready to go, but
okay. So can I put a name to a comp? I'm gonna actually put my name out there and name a comp that I think he is.
Okay.
And I'm not saying it's a bad career.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not saying it's not gonna live up to what
to $100 million.
not even forget the money, the hype, the fucking hype. Forget the money, the hype.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He's Memphis Depay 2.0.
No.
Okay.
See, I don't see it.
All right, so then there we go. That's the line in the sand.
Yeah.
Is that the line in the sand?
You're saying Memphis Depay at Manchester United.
Yeah, where he'll be better off on a smaller club. He'll be better off playing for smaller clubs. He doesn't have what it takes to start in every day and every game. Oh,
he's gonna get the number 7. Ronaldo leaves.
Okay, so then you do have aspirations for him.
I do, but he stinks right now.
Okay, but I'm even saying he stinks. He's gonna. Stinks isn't a bad word because Memphis Depay is a very fine player. You know, Memphis Depay has become a very fine player.
He's Barcelona.
But that's a small club now. It's a small club. He's done his best work at Ajax. He's done his best work at Olympique Lyon.
Mm-hmm.
He's done his best work now, or he's fine at Barcelona. He's not. Do you think Memphis Depay reached the heights that everyone thought he was going to reach when he signed with Manchester United? They gave him the number 7.
I know he plays. I know. No, at Manchester United he didn't, and it didn't.
And ever since, he's never signed to another big fucking club, buddy.
I mean, Barcelona's a huge.
They're not
move,
a Barca.
Dude,
they're not. They're not.
But to him, that's a huge move. That's the only thing he wanted his whole life.
Okay,
that's a huge move.
All right, but is he leading them to a fucking title? Is he the talesman?
He's been there 2 months.
Is he a talesman for Barcelona? Is he going to be a talesman for Barcelona?
Talisman.
Fucking English. I'm fucking American, right? So, like, buddy, that's my fucking comp.
I know.
Jordan Sancho was great for Dortmund. He's going to be better in his career when he plays for smaller clubs. He will never, ever, look at me in my eyes when I say this, ever reach the heights with Manchester United or any other big club. I can tell. I can see the fear in his eyes. He cannot play for a big club and be the guy.
What would you say? Like means he reached the height? Like he reached the height.
He fucking starts for Manchester United for 10 years, wins a Champions League or whatever. Like, doesn't have to win Ballon d'Or or anything like that. I'm saying, fucking acts like a fucking dude.
Yeah. Okay. I know what you mean, but like I think,
isn't sold off in 2 years for a fucking loss.
And 100% won't be.
Okay, I see that.
Yeah. So that's
like, where we're at.
No, but my question.
Line in the sand.
Yeah. Okay. But my question for you today.
So you're saying he sucks. You're saying
no. I'm saying he sucks. So like, if Memphis Depay's a perfectly fine footballer, perfectly fine career, he just never lived up. He's the you might not. He's the Ricardo Quaresma of like that.
Yeah.
Quaresma was compared to Ronaldo. Yeah. Quaresma's had a brilliant career.
Yeah, he's great soccer player, but he's not at the level as Ronaldo.
Or not even top. No one's at that level. But I'm saying he never made it on a big club. He played his best soccer on smaller clubs where there was less fucking pressure.
Okay, so you're saying he was better on smaller clubs rather than national team.
But like, what's your what like in your head before the season started? And now you're gonna say something astronomical. I know that. Okay. But like before the season started,
starter every game.
That wasn't my question. How many goals and assists would you think Jadon Sancho had?
I mean, I'm not even
looking combined.
All right, so check it out. I'm not even looking at numbers.
You're just saying how he's playing.
The eye test. My eye test.
I know what you mean. And I'm telling you, he's playing, but he played better.
So I would say goals and assists combined.
Yeah.
Because I would assume I'm not going to say nothing astronomical. I would say a fine season for him is starting, I don't know, 20, 25 games. Mm-hmm. Obviously, coming off, you have to get a little bit adjusted.
Yeah.
And maybe have a combined, I would say a solid season, 10 or 15 combined goals and assists.
I still think he does that this year. I think he's going to get 20 combined this year.
Wow.
20.
Okay. So we have a line in the sand. We're good.
Yeah.
We've established this.
Yeah,
now.
you're 15.
But
you're 15.
You can't fucking now if he scores a goal tomorrow, but which you should. Okay.
I can say,
but I'm not every game gonna.
I can say, oh, look what time did. Oh, geez. I was right.
Okay, you can, but then every time he does shit, I'm also going to then tweet that out to you.
And you want to know who's going to tell you he sucks first? Me, because I know.
So you can't. No, you can't do that.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, if he sucks tomorrow, I'm going to be like, this guy sucks. Like he needs time. Whatever. Or the same thing.
So I think sucks is a strong word for me. I'm doing that to rile you up, and it's not sucks. It's stinks. So it's not sucks, okay? But it's
fucking stinks.
But that's what I'd say at my house.
So, but I just think that he's never going to be that type of player on a big club, to be the lead player in a big club. I just don't see it. I think you either got it or you don't got it.
Do you think Jack Grealish has been better at? I mean,
Jack Grealish sucks. Jack Grealish stinks. Jack Grealish. I've been on record on Twitter.
I know.
I've been on record on Twitter.
And last time we talked. Yeah.
I've been on record. These guys are overrated because they're English. Yeah. They're overrated because they're English.
We talked about the English stacks. I listen.
Like it's Harry Kane stinks.
He's a great goal scorer. He stinks right now.
Like you're right. Harry Kane's had a fine career.
And that's where I've come, not like a long way, I don't want to say, but that's where I've changed my stance, because like when I got into the argument with Josh about Mbappe, he's like, I think what you mean is he's out of form right now because he's not doing what he used to do because he used to be better or whatever. And that is totally what I meant. But I was doing the same thing. I was like, I had a hot take. I'm gonna just run with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's fine. But like, I just feel like, Jack Grealish. Even with Aston Villa, I just like that guy's worth 100. Like I don't. Yeah. Bernard Silva's better than me than Jack Grealish. Yeah, dude. To me, I might be also a little Portuguese bias on that end, but I put it this way: give me Bernard Silva for 38 million and Jack Grealish for 100. Bernard Silva for 38 million fucking twice on Sunday.
So let me ask you, and
don't say that money isn't involved. No. Money is involved in these.
No, I know. Things. So I didn't listen to what you said because I was waiting to ask this question. So if when Portugal's playing, would you rather have Bruno Fernandes in that spot or Bernardo Silva in that spot?
Fernandes.
That's what I mean about Bernardo Silva. I'm like every time I see this guy in, I'm like, there are better dudes on this team than
him. I'm talking about,
maybe not on City.
I'm talking about on City. Like I feel like they both do play a lot together now. The games I've been watching.
Yeah,
I'm just to me, it's if you're choosing, because sometimes he does. He has Myers. He has a lot of options.
Yeah,
and sometimes he'll choose even Myers. He'll start Grealish over Riyad Mahrez, and I'm like, why? Like why? I don't see it. Because they paid $100 million for him.
100%. Yeah, so then you have to, and that's the thing too. Like, and Mahrez does something way different than Grealish. Mahrez wants to stretch the field, like get wide. Grealish wants to like run at you, like and create.
But they both play this. They put him in the same position.
I know.
Bernard Silva's a different player than those two. So is Bernard Silva.
Yeah,
he does different things too.
Yeah,
but it's the same position.
Because he's not the athlete those guys are.
Of course not. No, he's not.
Yeah.
He's not. But I'm just saying, like, if you pay. Someone would say, take the money out of it. Well, no, you can't take the fucking money out of it. You can't. If you're a first round pick, like say in the NBA or the NFL, you're judged differently than the fucking fifth round pick.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You just are.
And right now, I think on both their transfers, both of those guys are busts.
Right now,
yes. You know what I mean?
I think Sancho has a higher ceiling than Grealish. You got me to say it.
What? Yeah. Oh, damn. I think I would say. I wanted Jack Grealish away from Manchester United.
Nope. I think Sancho has a higher ceiling.
I wanted to ask you, and I'm not saying that, like maybe this is like an obvious one for you. Like where is your ceiling for like João Felix? Because he was somebody I wanted to make
he's
a
a bust.
comparison to.
He's a bust.
You think? Because like
He's a bust right now.
I did.
See, that's the difference between me and you.
But who do you? No. I mean, the difference between me and you is the guy that I'm saying could be okay has had 2 months to prove that he's okay. Like, and you've had a couple of years, but João Felix was supposed to be like Ballon d'Or.
He needs to get away from that coach. He needs to get into his
Simeone
system.
doesn't get him, dude.
He needs to honestly. Perfect team for João Felix is Manchester City.
Yeah, he needs to.
If he can somehow find his way there,
or that kind of thing.
Oh, that
Bayern too.
Bayern, like he just needs to get away from Diego Simeone. It's not. Listen, Benfica and him had to say yes. The money was just too much. It's life-changing fucking money. But we all said at the time that is literally
it's the worst move.
The worst move for the way he plays. He's swashbuckling. He's freestyling. He doesn't like to sit in a position. He likes to fucking roam the field. And at Benfica, they absolutely let him do it because he was fucking killing it, right? And so he goes there. Now Simeone is basically saying, "Stay here in this fucking box, boy."
That's why. And
if not, you won't play.
That's why I wanted United to go in for him because of that. Like United needed a player like that. He could have got the 7.
Well, they got Bruno Fernandes for fucking half that price.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
and that's basically the same sort of like position they were going to play.
Yeah,
not necessarily, but just
I know, but you could play like City or like the teams with a brain to play 2 attacking.
I'm just saying at that time, United, I believe they were sold around the same time. A few months apart. Felix was in the summer. Fernandes was in the winter time.
Because United missed out on Felix in the summer. That's what happened.
So, I mean, right now he's a bust for the money, and you got to count the money. He was sold for the highest fee, I believe, still right now in the history of the world. He was sold for $123 million. Felix.
No, that's not right. I looked it up today. Because there was even like Mbappe's even higher than that.
He hasn't been sold yet.
No, to PSG.
He was higher than that? Okay, then it's close. He's top 3 or 4.
Yeah, no, it was literally
he's
top 4.
fucking up there. So, to me, you have to count that. And yeah, he's been a bust. Now, I'll say this. Get him away from Diego Simeone. Please, please, please. But you can't argue that. He's been a bust. And even for Portugal, he can't stay healthy. He's not a starter for Portugal right now. He's barely making the roster at this point. The way that Rafael Leão's playing for AC Milan and players like that, João Felix has basically become an afterthought even for Portugal. So he does need to get it together.
Do you think his instant stardom in the beginning added to that or no?
No, I don't think it's the fact of him being lazy or not working hard. I do think that the biggest thing is injuries have been huge.
Really?
He can't stay healthy, but that you always knew that he was a small dude.
Yeah,
That's why it was smart for Benfica to fucking sell as soon as they did.
Yeah, they had to.
That's what I'm saying. Like the instant stardom, then everybody was so high on him, and then it never turned out.
No, it's the system he's in, and then the injuries. He can't get consistent run, but he's also a small fucking guy.
Yeah, he's very scrawny, like
small. Like
that's why I honestly thought he'd do better in Spain because I'm like in England he'll just get bodied. He'll get bodied off the ball real easy, dude.
I don't know. You look at England. England's a lot freewheeling now. It's freewheeling, bro. Like Spain and Italy play fucking 0-0 games now.
I know, but you know what I mean about England.
Shout out
now. Like they'll those games. I'm like, these aren't yellow cards in England anymore, dude. Like, or you know what I mean? I'm like, that's
which is they want goals, buddy. They want fucking goals, man. It's like the NFL, man. They want fucking points.
Maybe it's all that NBC money.
Yeah, NBC money. All right. So anything else? I think that's a good way to end it. That was a good one. You didn't walk out. That's good.
Well, because I'd be used to using Leg's line. That's why.
Well, I mean, no. Shout out Young Leg. He's right. $100 million counts. Honestly, 100%. If you walked out, I just would have done it with Jay. That would have been fucking awesome.
I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. No one would have argued with me. It would have been great, dude. It would have been my dream come true.
I drove 15 minutes here. I had to get my 45 minutes.
Hell yeah. All right, so episode 2, we'll send it over to Cully, put it up this weekend. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Tommy Quinlan, shout out. We're definitely going to get you on soon.
Everybody follow Twitter.
Hire Justin, Tommy Quinlan.
Yeah, hire Justin, you fucker. Everyone follow us on Twitter, at False9Show. It's not the on Twitter, so it's just at False9Show. So definitely follow us. Anyone who follows me and Buddy, if you could follow the show account, we'll retweet it. That'd be cool as fuck. And we want to thank everyone for the views. We're at almost 400 views on the first fucking thing for a soccer thing on Kirk Minihane Network. I was pleasantly surprised. I thought it would be like 100 tops, to be honest with you.
I thought it was like
I thought it'd be a whopping 2.
Yeah. I thought like 100.
Like,
I thought it'd be
like
at best I was like maybe everybody from Kirk and off listen, but they wouldn't. Like,
I know. Chris and Methuen, just throw us a view, Chris. We love you, man. But anyway,
you're welcome anytime.
That'd be awesome. Yeah. All right, but thanks for listening, and we appreciate you guys, and we'll be back soon. Thank you.